Sicilian defense, open, Najdorf variation, 6.bg5e6.7.f4nbd78.qf3qc79.000b510.e5. Balanced, neither player ever had an advantage. That game was pretty competitive. Both players had an amazing opening. That was an incredible middle game by both players. Sharp games are frequently the result of starting with the king's pawn, since it dominates the center and frees up the bishop and queen on the light squares. The c-pawn in the Sicilian defense controls the d4 square. Nf3 moves the knight toward the center in anticipation of a pawn push on d4, where it will be ready to retake the piece if black captures on d4. When black eventually plays nf6, white is prevented from moving the piece to e5 by the opening of the light-squared bishop on d6. d4 offers to trade the d-pawn for the c-pawn, giving up a center pawn for more active pieces. Cx d4 gives black two central pawns versus one central pawn for white. Nx d4 recaptures the pawn and activates the knight in return for having one central pawn versus black's two central pawns. Nf6 develops the knight toward the center and attacks the undefended e4 pawn. Nc3 defends the e4 pawn and starts to develop on the queen side. A6 prepares the queenside pawn advance b7 b5, and also prevents white from playing the bishop or knight to b5. bg5 puts immediate threatens the knight on f6, white may castle queenside after developing the queen. e6 controls the important d5 and f5 squares and allows the dark squared bishop to develop to e7. f4 gains space in the center, controls the e5 square, and prepares to develop the queen to f3 behind the f-pawn. nbd7 develops the knight toward the center and defends the knight on f6. qf3 develops the queen to a central square and prepares queenside castling. qc7 develops the queen, unpins the knight on f6 and takes control of the half-open c-file. Queenside castling gets the king out of the center and connects the rooks. b5 takes space on the queenside and prepares to fianchetto the light-squared bishop on b7. e5 attacks the knight, discovers an attack on the a8 rook and gains space in the center. This wins a bishop. This is the only good move. This move puts the queen on a safer square. This threatens to win a pawn. Capturing that pawn wins material. The pawn is now adequately defended. Backs off. Recaptures. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. This is the only move that works. This makes a passed pawn, meaning no opposing pawn can challenge it on its way to promotion. Backs off. Recaptures. It is the last book move. This provides an equal exchange of parts. It is ideal. This is the way to win a bishop. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This evades the check from the knight. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This captures a vulnerable pawn. It is best. That was a great move and very hard to find. This is the only good move. This threatens to win a pawn. It is brilliant. This ignores an opportunity to capture a vulnerable knight. It is an inaccuracy. Material is lost as a result of this. It is incorrect. This takes down a knight who is helpless. It is ideal. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. This reveals an attack that poses a threat to a rook. It's compelled. This comes in several sections. It is ideal. This reveals an attack that poses a threat to a queen. It is ideal. This moves the queen to safety. This is the only good move. It is a great move. This evades the check from the queen. It is best. Balanced, neither player ever had an advantage. That game was pretty competitive. Both players had an amazing opening. That was an incredible middle game by both players. This forks pieces by creating a simultaneous attack. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Balanced, neither player ever had an advantage. That game was pretty competitive. Both players had an amazing opening. That was an incredible middle game by both players.